Hello everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to explore Mega Goal 2.2. We'll be focusing on Unit 8, titled Sporting Life, along with some important grammar points. I'm excited to guide you through this session. In this presentation, we'll cover key language skills related to sports and leisure activities, and look at how grammar helps us express ourselves clearly. So let's get started and make this learning experience engaging and fun. In this slide, we're focusing on the lesson objectives, which will guide us through the key concepts we need to master. First, we'll learn the rules for doing the exercises, ensuring we understand how to approach each task correctly. Next, we'll explore how to apply superlative forms with the present perfect tense, a useful way to talk about experiences or achievements that stand out. Then, we'll move on to using gerund phrases as subjects in sentences. This is an important skill for making our language more natural and varied. Finally, we'll practice using gerunds as subjects correctly, so we can speak and write more confidently. These objectives are all connected to our overall goal of improving our grammar and sentence structure. So, let's keep these points in mind as we go through the rest of the lesson. Getting in shape takes time and effort. It's not something that happens overnight, and that's okay. Building a healthy body or reaching your fitness goals requires consistency and patience. You'll need to put in the work steadily over days, weeks, and even months. But remember, every small step you take adds up. It's about making sustainable changes rather than quick fixes. This is a key part of the overall journey toward a healthier lifestyle. So, stay committed, stay motivated, and trust that your efforts will pay off in the long run. So let's talk about what a gerund phrase is. A gerund phrase is made up of a gerund plus other words that work around it. For example, when I say reading book or sitting at home, those are phrases that include a gerund. Now, what exactly is a gerund? It's simply a verb plus ing. So if you take the verb walk and add ing, you get walking. Similarly, clean plus ing becomes cleaning. These words function as nouns in sentences, which is pretty interesting because they can do many of the things nouns do. Understanding gerunds and gerund phrases is important because they help us form more complex ideas and add variety to our sentences. They connect actions to objects or places, making our language richer and more precise. So, in summary, a gerund phrase combines a gerund with other words, and gerunds themselves are just verbs turned into nouns by adding ing. Keep this in mind as we continue exploring how they function in different contexts throughout this presentation. So, when we think about participating in sports or physical activities, one of the common frustrations is not getting a chance to play for your team. It can be really discouraging to feel sidelined or overlooked, but it's important to remember that persistence and practice can open doors. Attending a live sporting event, on the other hand, is a different experience. It's about being in the moment, feeling the energy of the game, and connecting with the sport on a deeper level. It's inspiring and can motivate you to get more involved yourself. Seeing your body become trimmer and stronger is often a goal for many people. It's a great reminder that with consistent effort, we can achieve physical improvements, boosting our confidence and overall health. But it's also essential to approach fitness safely and realistically. Now, some common misconceptions can be dangerous, like swimming after eating or scuba diving without proper training. These are risks that people sometimes overlook, but safety should always come first. Proper preparation and knowledge are key to enjoying these activities without harm. Winning is often highlighted as the most important part of sports, but I believe the real value lies in the journey, learning, improving, and enjoying the process. It's not just about the trophy, it's about personal growth. Learning to ski or completing a marathon are examples of challenging goals that push us beyond our comfort zones. They teach discipline, perseverance, and resilience. Of course, one obstacle we all face is not having enough time. Balancing our busy schedules with physical activity can be tough, but even small efforts make a difference. And finally, losing weight is a common objective connected to health and well-being. It's about making sustainable lifestyle changes rather than quick fixes, emphasizing that progress takes time and patience. All these points tie back to the overall theme: staying active, safe, and motivated to lead a healthier, more fulfilling life. Downloading videos can often be a real challenge. It takes too much time, right? Especially when you're trying to get content quickly for a presentation or a project. This process can be frustrating and can really hold up your workflow. The key point here is that downloading videos can be a major bottleneck, and it's something we need to find better solutions for. By understanding this issue, we can explore more efficient ways to access and use video content without wasting so much time. This fits into the overall theme of optimizing our digital tools and workflows to be more effective and less time-consuming. Living in Dubai is expensive, but it's also incredibly fun. When you think about the cost of living here, it's true that expenses can add up quickly, especially with housing, entertainment, and dining out. However, what makes it worthwhile is the vibrant lifestyle and the unique experiences Dubai offers. From stunning skyscrapers to world-class events, there's always something exciting happening. So, while it might require some planning and budgeting, living here can be a truly rewarding adventure. It's a perfect example of how the cost can be balanced with the incredible opportunities available. Making correct pizza is very easy. When we talk about making pizza, the key is to focus on the basics. First, choosing the right ingredients makes all the difference. Fresh dough, good quality cheese, and fresh toppings will give you the best results. Next, it's important to follow the steps carefully, from preparing the dough to spreading the sauce and adding toppings. Don't forget, baking at the right temperature ensures your pizza turns out perfect, crispy crust and gooey cheese. Remember, practice makes perfect, and once you get the hang of it, making great pizza at home becomes simple and enjoyable. So, the main takeaway here is that with a little attention to detail, making correct pizza is really quite straightforward. Exercising, correct, exercise is fun. When we think about exercise, it's important to remember that it can be enjoyable and rewarding. Finding activities that we like makes it easier to stay motivated and consistent. Exercise isn't just about physical health, it also boosts our mood and energy levels. So, incorporating exercises that we genuinely enjoy can turn a routine into a fun part of our day. Remember, the key is to find what works for you and to keep it enjoyable, because that's what helps us stick with it long term. Now, let's look at some examples to clarify how we use the present perfect with superlatives. For instance, we might ask, "What is the most beautiful country that you have visited?" And a common response could be, "Italy is the most beautiful country that I have visited." This example shows how we use the present perfect tense to talk about our lifetime experiences, especially when describing the biggest or the best things we've encountered. It's a useful structure because it connects our past experiences to our present perspective. Remember, we often use this form to highlight the most outstanding experiences or qualities in our lives. So, whenever you're describing your top experiences or biggest achievements, using the present perfect with superlatives can really emphasize those points. This approach ties into our overall theme of expressing personal experiences and making our language more vivid and engaging. Now, let's talk about the look structure in sentences. For example, I might say, "The best meat that I have eaten is McDonald's beef." Alternatively, I can switch the order and say, "McDonald's beef is the best meat that I have eaten." Both sentences are correct and convey the same idea, just with a different emphasis. This flexibility allows us to highlight different parts of the sentence depending on what we want to stress. For instance, I could say, "The worst book that I have read is this book," or "This book is the worst book that I've read." Again, the meaning stays the same, but the focus shifts slightly. Let's look at a few more examples to reinforce this. We can say, "The best meat that I have eaten is McDonald's beef," or "McDonald's beef is the best meat that I have eaten." And similarly, "This book is the worst book that I've read." The key point here is that the sentence structure can be rearranged without changing the core meaning. Understanding this flexibility is useful because it helps us vary our sentence patterns, making our language more natural and engaging. This concept ties into the overall theme of mastering sentence structure to improve our communication skills. Have you ever eaten something that just stood out as the best? That's what we're exploring here, how to express when you've had the most delicious experience. In this sentence, "That's good cake," we're talking about describing the cake as being very good. The blank should be filled with the correct form of good, which is the best. Next, "I eat /ever" is about sharing your personal experience. The correct form here is "I have ever eaten," which means it's the best cake you've ever tasted. These examples help us understand how to talk about our experiences and compare things in English. Remember, when you want to say you've experienced something at the highest level, you often use the best or the most to highlight that. This connects to our overall theme of expressing preferences and experiences clearly and effectively in English. Have you ever seen a sporting event that truly excites you? Think about the most exciting game or match you've ever watched. What made it so memorable? Was it the atmosphere, the unexpected turns, or the skill of the players? When we talk about exciting sporting events, it's all about those moments that get our adrenaline going and leave us wanting more. So I want you to consider your own experiences. What is the most exciting sporting event you've ever seen? Reflect on what made it stand out for you. This helps us understand what makes sports so captivating and why they hold such a special place in our lives. Let's take a closer look at some activities that can really influence our well-being and happiness. For example, mountain climbing and skydiving are adventurous activities that can give us a sense of achievement and excitement. Watching TV is a common way to relax, but it's important to balance that with more active or meaningful pursuits. Buying things we don't need might feel good in the moment, but it can lead to unnecessary stress or clutter. Making new friends, on the other hand, is a fantastic way to build connections and support our mental health. Doing well in school can boost our confidence and open doors for the future. Joining a club allows us to develop new skills and meet people with similar interests. Reading a book can be a great way to expand our knowledge and escape into different worlds. Exercising regularly is essential for our physical health and can also improve our mood. And of course, sleeping 8 hours a night is crucial. It helps us recharge and stay focused throughout the day. All of these activities tie back to the bigger idea that balancing our hobbies, social life, and self-care is key to leading a healthy, fulfilling life. Let's take a look at some popular physical activities that can really boost our health and well-being. First up is swimming, which is fantastic for full-body exercise and low impact on joints. Then we have running, a great way to improve cardiovascular health and endurance. Football, or soccer, not only keeps us active but also encourages teamwork and strategic thinking. Skateboarding adds an element of balance and coordination, making it both fun and challenging. Bicycling is another excellent activity that promotes cardiovascular fitness while being gentle on the joints. Lastly, weightlifting helps build strength and muscle, which are essential for overall mobility and injury prevention. These activities highlight the importance of variety in our routines, connecting to the broader theme of maintaining a balanced and active lifestyle. Playing football with friends is really fun. It's a great way to enjoy time outdoors and stay active. Skateboarding, on the other hand, is the most difficult sport I've ever tried. It takes a lot of skill and practice to master it. Riding a bicycle is actually the best way to get around town because it's quick, eco-friendly, and good exercise. Running every day is also very beneficial. It's good for your heart and overall health. Swimming is another activity I love because it burns a lot of calories and works out your whole body. Lastly, weightlifting is one of the most difficult sports in the world, and it really tests your strength and endurance. Looking at the table, we see that weightlifting, swimming, running, bicycling, skateboarding, and football are all popular sports that involve different skills and benefits. The superlatives and present perfect forms highlight how some sports can be more challenging or more effective than others. Overall, these activities show how diverse sports can be and how they contribute to our physical and mental well-being. All right, for your homework, please turn to work, page 297. There you'll find exercise E. This exercise is a great way to reinforce what we've covered today. I encourage you to read the instructions carefully and complete the tasks thoughtfully. Remember, doing this practice will help solidify your understanding and improve your skills. So, take your time, stay focused, and see how much you can learn from this exercise. I'm looking forward to seeing your progress next time.